There we have Mike. Yes, okay. Okay, I think I have everything and all the platforms are up. Oh my god, I am. Okay, let's do this. Okay. Um, sorry, I need to get my mind back. As I said, I've had some technical issues. If you've tried to watch earlier and are back, thank you for persisting. Um, okay, nuts and bolts of what we're trying to achieve today. Um, I'm excuse me, I'll just do one last little bit there and as well. Okay, yeah. Now I've been working on a 1:48 Bronco Models Staghound, and it gives the options of open doors. Fantastic. You can see the interior. Fantastic. Except they don't supply an interior, so you've got the effect of basically having it's like having, if you look at an ordinary car, a sea inside and there's nothing there. And yeah, nuts and bolts. Bit discouraging, that, isn't it? So what I've decided to do, I've got some bits and bobs from a T34. Now I know a T34 is a very different critter to a staghound, but what the idea will be is that a lot of the interior stuff, it's not going to matter. And as far as the engine bay goes, I have to try and make it look credible. There's a few things we'll need to factor in, and we'll get that going now. So, light on. There's two sides to this interior option. See, one is the engine bay. Now I'm just going to bring that light up. Okay, one is the engine bay, the other is the cabin. Now, from the diagrams I have seen, these are in potential engine parts we're looking at there. These are potential. You can't quite see what I'm looking at. They're potential cabin, they're potential engine. There's our hull. Now, first things first, we need to really identify where I know that this is the engine end. So, do that, and this is the bit of hull that goes right, well, it goes inside there, but there's our fundamental, there's the engine vents. So, we can glean pretty clearly from that if we take the line down there, being our fact, oh, now there's convenience. Okay, I'll zoom in to show you what I'm going yay about. If we look, or if you look closely there, little ridge, which matches pretty much there. There's a very, there we go. So as you can see, it goes up there, a bit tighter than that, but be that as it may. See, therefore, right about the line of the fence would probably be the end of the area, you would think. Fence wouldn't be in the cabin, so I wouldn't have thought so. What am I doing? What am I doing? There we go. So the vents seem to draw pretty much as a line up with to I did see how it operated as a. There we go. either that pretty much lines up with that little notch there, little raised area. Where it ceases to raise is where that raise comes up is where the beds end. So, and that lines up. Now, when I first came up with this idea, I got a little overzealous on some soaring. Just see me back out. Utilize this part. This is actually part of the T34 interior. What I had originally thought was that the engine would go there. It doesn't. Based on our assessments, appear there. Kind of inconvenient. Very inconvenient. Because that gets the raised area there. These we'll need to do the back of that. Might be useful. Because we're at an angled there's then comes the now I'll worry about that later. Final analysis. Probably make it a little easier for ourselves. We're going to go for that even spot there. Not where it goes up, does just there. Form a wall. We've got some bits for that. This may still yet come in useful. Going from there. We'll cross that bridge later, but I think these bits could be useful for that. If not, there, potentially places like no, that wouldn't fit. So these are only going to be able to be used as parts of the wall, and that's fine. We'll work out how we're going to use them for that. But at least we've identified that part in that context. Now, with that decided, we now know our engine is going to fit from about there down. The area that will be visible will be there, so that's the key spots. What I had thought might be okay. As actually, here we go. Now this is actually a T34 gearbox. How much? Here's a question: how much clearance do we have? How much clearance do we have? Clarence? Clarence? What's your? Oh. That ammo. Got it in nicely last night. There we go. Now, how much clearance? We have quite a lot, as it happens. So, what we can do, we will too. And in fact, that's really good to show you exactly how that's going to operate. There's a air filter I can put on top of that. And we've got these areas down the sides there. And what I'm thinking, way, And this, oh, see, they're too long for that. But I had thought, see these? They're too long, unless. What about ah, ah, there, ah, yeah. What I've looked at there, I'll zoom in, is, as you can see, what I've got there is well, it's part of an engine block. It's the cylinders on one side. Now I have the other side here. Here's the full block. Um, that's too big. It's okay. Something I can consider. Pushing, like I said, I can get hold of an air filter that will fit there, that hole. Uh, there. Probably going to sword. Now the issue would be in attempting to store that I would learn pretty obviously that I'm going to destroy the whole part. Also need to know where. Not far. Here's the end I would take. Take that. Do I want to do that? That's probably my best option because I will just put that there as a. If I do that, I need something to support that. Because what I need to work out here, kids, what I need to work out. These are actually plan perhaps. Make these little valves and stuff come support the piston position. The correct term, piston block. I don't know. Two. Then could I use parts of this if I start doing a bit of surgery? To go under. Maybe. So what parts are you? Okay. rich man. Sorry. What I need to do is work out a mechanism by which I there. Let's get a pair of tweezers. Get a look. Hold it with this. Want that. Make sure we get the right side. Now, perhaps definitely quite keen to use these parts. I can decide whether to take my brave pills and as I consider I should probably make some. Corresponding one there. Let's see. All right. Now, I said the only question I have is this. I reckon that'll do it. Need to move back. Hopefully support adequately across the middle there. If I have the wall in position first, that'll all hold it together. I want to make something a bit more substantial underneath. I think might. If there's any more of the T34 I can operate with. Meanwhile, just change focus for a moment. I do like the idea of utilising the gearbox there. Now, I've had a few looks at interiors of Staghounds on the net. A chair. Driver. That's where obviously the driving stuff. No. No. The question will be, on the other side. There is another chair that goes. That's convenient. Look at that. We could use that chair potentially for that spot. Here is one. I could also, well, let's see how this one looks. Got another chair here. This has the leg trimmed. Those ones. Class those ones. Huh, sort of. Sort of. So we could use those two seats. Like I said, I'd probably trim the legs on one side of that, so down lower. The gun position goes there. Now, along with other things, we can utilize these. Here, control sticks for there. Not completely painted with that. But another of these that. And what else can we? One of these. Now, a couple of things we do need. This is where one of these is correctly utilized. It's like little radios. Ah, that's actually very convenient, that raised here, because there's supposed to be a box. Wouldn't mind using that as part of the back, because the there are, of course, those issues on, of course. Potentially. Here's a plan, kids. All right, this is going to require a bit of calculation and work. Now, here we go. That'll give us a really good backing area on the thing. This the right width, but that doesn't matter so much. What I can do, I can probably go very specific on the proportions. Effect. Door out. Area. Come into there and up and fill that area there, so that's flat. That stage. Then how high up? There's bits we can potentially slice off of some of these to fill up space, like. But there we go. Needs a bit more paint. There's any number of ways I can skin this cat, so to speak. That might. Either way. If I'm going that way, there. But yeah, so I can put those two together once I've matched the paints correctly, and then I would possibly use bits of this to go across the floor and across the top to even it up. It's not going to be quite that patchy. It'll look a little more defined than that. That'll give us that back. Yep, and back to the wall. Okay. Now, I like this. Right now, we'll be able to footrests go there for sure. These are I don't know why they kept these separate. These are um chair, the armrests on the chairs. Now I don't have to put them in. And don't have to. Something I need to track down. The area here, it's both a locker and a thing that the guy commander would be standing on. That I need to find. Conveniently, there is a bit of a raised area there, so it's not going to be too hard to facilitate that. Ah, so kids getting ideas. Okay, so just go. All right, this sort of thing somewhere there. Fire hydrant. Um, all right. Now, what I might do. Okay, here we go. That's open very easily. It says one more. Do I want to do it right here, right now? That's the way. You know, actually, there's one thing I would like to do first. What I'm going to do is see if we can find some more useful engine parts from the T-34 because, as an idea, well, first, see what we can utilize. Actually, oh, it might be very useful for doing some turbo depending. Ah, one for sure. Moment. Ah, right. Now, that's going to go under one of these to hold it in position. I'm feeling brave, kids. I'm doing it. Gonna have to do it at some stage, aren't I? Let's do this. Here's my not what these parts were ever planned to have happen to them, but hey. Let's measure this out a bit, shall we? Excuse me. It's okay. Through. As I feared, it did come adrift, but that's actually okay. Because I think what we have achieved. Um, Now, if I'm lucky, I feel lucky. Too long. Need to be reassembled. Uh-huh. Yeah, I think we're good. All right. Well, may as well do the second one. Gonna have to, once I'm in the pool of dust in, keep them together as. I might as well glue them, reassemble them today. Then, how far along? Probably do that with straight. There. Ultimately, we'll go inside. We so raise it. That the other bit. That's the other bits. Doesn't matter. Don't drop this bit. That's better. Right. So I don't need. Something I might. Yeah. Is the other bit that should be. Now, let's go. Come here. Don't lie to me. There. Sure. With just under the back there. Okay. Hopefully. All right. I don't want to stay together. Wow, sweet. Fantastic. Yeah, that'll work. Since we've got, we do, as I said, need to reassemble the other one, but that's fine. I even get a start on it today. I want to get that wall in position first. I guess potentially getting stuck into that as well. I think what I should do is get rid of these parts that I don't need. Get rid of the plastic dust I have. Maybe doing more sawing soon. What I'm thinking is, well, I know what I want to do, and I want to wait till I have the walls in position before I start putting the stuff in. I think that's going to make it a bit easier. Once that's done, that's another matter. But the bigger point is, I probably need to do a bit of sawing to achieve that. In the meantime, we'll be back very shortly. Everything else, turf. And when I get back, one of the things I think we should probably look at doing is reassembling that cylinder block. That's not going to be hard. Then go through some T34 parts. The engine. See what else we can utilise to maybe support the other blocks. We're going to utilise that for that. And also do a few little joiners and stuff like that. Then we'll see about this wall. Now, question, black. Need to paint that. Okay, why did that escape? It's got to might slow us down. We shall see. Other thing. I'll bring the whole T34 stuff over because I mean the final analysis. I'll be able to, well, see what else there is that's useful. I guess it's the final, and all is said and done now, people. Nuts and bolts, and I do actually have some other bits that might be useful. In any event, I'll be back shortly. All right, kids. Now here, bit of a close up there, is a whole stack of T34 parts. Let's have a look and see what we can find that would be useful. I'm sure we can probably find a few bits. Let's have a look. The up a bit, down, up. Now, box position. Pop that to the side. No, no. What I'll do. Use this lid. Definitely don't need the hull. Ah, there's something genuinely useful. It's a bit box would possibly be a good start. Ah, I like looks at that. See. Right? That's all track stuff, that much I know. All track stuff. And what do we have here, kids? Now, put out a big box of no. There. Some of this looks far more interesting to me. First, that could be a very useful bit for an end. That's actually drive to the walls of the bay. Yeah, getting some ideas with that. Two of those. I only need one. Brackets. They're always in. And so, yeah, unfortunately they're a wee bit big for a 6-pounder. But that'd be kind of cool. Never mind. Now, I think that's possibly all we can extract from the 34. Might have a bit of a look-see on the way through. But wanna maybe I have found something. Just dropped about 2 pieces on the thing here. I'll show you in more detail. Why those are things there? Might be able to use that bridging thing. No. 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 What about those cylinders? A bit big. Alright. I think we've snaffled all we can. Whoops. Hang on a moment. I'll get this out of the way. And probably pick up those bits I dropped on the floor. Then I'll start showing you the bits I took out then that I find kind of potentially. And we'll also get onto the reassembly of that part there. I'm not going to use that. I might as well put this back in this box. I guess for a little while it's probably... There's another part hitting the floor, pissing me off this shit. Will you shut? Thank you. Okay, how many parts from the floor apart from a shitload? There, I've got the putting in the block. Okay. Give me a moment, kids. I can't just let all this stay on the floor. That's kind of... Can't be that hard. Let's get picked up, shall we? Part here, part there. Paper towel. Block. Hero, hero, dear kids. Oh, for God's sake, I have to be into block again. You, get up there. Are any of those pieces that I even need? No. Doesn't matter, at least they're out of the way. Which is a good thing in my eyes. Yep. Now. Out the way. So. So. All right. Now, let's have a look at our engine. Or bits we've gotten out of the T-34 is what I was going. Now, things I'm finding interesting. Zoom in a bit. I think. Don't know what I can do with this part. Something. But these are brackets, more specifically engine brackets. So they're going to be a pretty sound option, you would think. Put underneath something to raise it up. We have this part here, which potentially, given the bills have, didn't drop that, did I? What about the gearbox? If I have, I'm rather grumpy because I need that very easily. Do a bit more of an assessment. Oh, there it is. I'm the wrong end. That's why. Okay. Did that out. Now, we'll, if we've got that there, we'll use just the tweezers for the purpose of demonstration. I'll go there. That would be, yeah, plus. That'll be a useful way of perhaps joining the two sides. Sense. It can look like they're joined. Have a, that goes in the cabin actually. So now it goes in the cabin of T-34. Now, other engine bits potential. This. So we'll put that right there to go into there. We'll connect that at the squiggly one. This one will go at the back. There. That. What did I do with another? Yeah. They go. Use that drive shaft for sure. Maybe these little ones. Perfect. That's a good way of coming. Yep. They look like they've joined there. We might as well get some sprue cutters and start getting the parts we're going to need. $49 and I'm really happy with it. Drive shaft. Zoom in. These parts of the game are more interest as much as creating the box that perhaps will go each other back. So ah if I pour it out that way, put it in that way with the top I've created. Commander. Is it planned? Then all I really now there's a part I haven't found. Where did I put that in the blue box of bits? What I'm talking about. Stuff. There's a whatchamacallit, air filter that will go around the hole, so it's not quite so obvious, shall we say. but these can certainly be used for landing blocks. There. That means these aren't used to us. Neither are these. I'd like to find a better way of phrasing that the what did I just combine? Oh yeah, bothers me that much. All right, there we go. We'll utilise that with that. Won't do anything with these. All right. Joining points. Okay. Now, well, I guess next point would be we can reassemble that engine block or start doing so. Get the wheel into position. Now then comes another question. That question is, I want to grind. If I do want to, even do I keep them white or do I want to airbrush them black? And regardless, they're going to need a whole stack of grinding. I'm inclined to keep them white because when the doors open, they'll be white. And I do seem to think that looks right. What a maybe, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I'll definitely want to glue the air filter on. Start on that. Then also do and is not. Got a head and head would have got a black wash, but this is cottons. They have not been given undercoat. But we also, well, if they, I was going to give this guy his black wash, but he's been given that. Give me a moment. Where is two things I want? One. Big Rotty, I just realised I was on mic when I did that. I'm most dreadfully embarrassed. It was quite the corker. All right. Now, first, the thing I was actually looking for. Dear, oh dear. That this guy's body. Now, let's say a pre-coat, which I fortunately do have in abundance. Jacqueline. I'm gonna freeze my nuts off doing that. Yay. Now, first thing I want to find, one other thing I want to find though, is the air filter from the T34. Quite a big beastie. Should be able to find them quite easily. Give me a moment. Hang on, is that there? Ah. Looking. Oh, I painted it. I actually might want to do some repainting on the actual engine gearbox. It's going to be our engine block, but not finding what I'm looking for. It's getting a little bit frustrating. I want to glue that on. Come now. Yeah. So the last time I was looking. That's a bit annoying, chaps. Don't suppose any possibility that on one of the other sprues that I've just got might be actually. Shall we go? Could be in the Staghound stuff. Let's have a look. Might be. And it is. When oh wow. Substantial brackets. Anyway, here it is. Here's what I've been looking for. Clearly already organised that. Very sensible of me. Pity I didn't remember it sooner. Yeah. Rather looking forward to this actually, because I think once it's done, it could look really cool. We'll see how we go. So, what we're going to do is, oops, some more stuff from the T34 there, doesn't matter. Alright. Alright. Now, first, let's look at this. We're going to want to grind that up pretty heavy. Colour's not quite. Although, yeah, actually, I'll just grind the hell out of it. Foist. Go. Actually, the air filter. T34. Bang. That. Oh my. Then, yeah, like looks at it. We'll start off with nice and easy. we won't. Because, boys and girls, I think I'll do instead first. Although at least now we know where that bit is. That. Waste. We're gonna do is dropped a piece of bloody blue tack. It's not getting better, is it, kid? Put that there. Man. All right. Bit of a sense. Will we apply our paprika? I actually do that. What I'm thinking is that I apply the. Yeah, I'll sand that down. Apply the pre-coat. While that's drying, we'll attend to that. That gives us a little bit of time to dry, and we might get some painting done. Depending on me, what's the time now? That is a bit of a thing for me. We'll see how we go. But definitely want to get the pre-coat on this guy. Careful with some of these on the shoulders because it does. Let's now. Trying to think if the clothing seam would be that strong. Down. Would have the same. Okay, the ones on the side are gone. Just going to get that piece of blue tack I dropped. Then we're going to do recoat on these. Dark blue and stuff. Down a bit there. couple of other things I wish to attend to, some of which you do not need audio. However, some of that, well, some of what I'm about to do, I will do with the audio one because I can, which is to say, such things as the flying of whatchamacallit, surfacer that what? The Mark III. I'll be perfectly straight with you. I'm not that much of a aficionado as to know any variant beyond Mark III. It's as I believe going to have the insignia of the 12th Manitoba Dragoons. You're not going to see too much on camera for a brief moment because I'm popping outside to do put some surfacer on a figure. Now, well, I'm actually it's not too bad outside. I'm surprised. What I'm going to be doing, this kit's 1:48 from Bronco, and they you can have the open doors and everything, which is great, but there's no interior, so I'm snaffling bits out of a T34 and a few other bits and bobs to give it an interior. And a friend of mine gave me a little man to have it standing out at the top, so I'm gonna, that's why I'm giving a surfacing now. There we go. There we go. There we go. Beautiful. Right. Let that dry. All right. Don't know if you've asked any other questions or made any other observations. I can't see my camera screen just yet. I will be back on shortly. But the surfacer is now on the figure, and it's done. Yeah, look, hey, I'm more of an aircraft man, but a mate of mine gave me this. He had a Staghound, he only got this kit, I think, because of the decals were from a New Zealand unit. He's from New Zealand. I'm more of an aircraft boy myself. But I do think it's good to explore other areas of scale modelling. Weird looking things, you reckon? Well, define weird looking things. You talk about strange looking aircraft, because there's some corkers of those out there, I'll tell you that free of charge. And let's face it, the Germans with they come with some of the freakiest. Or the French, interesting. Yeah. So you'd be building. I know the one that I'm not quite good on the pronunciation. One year. They're like the World War. They were produced in the early World War II. I know the manufacturer to flee France. Now this is. Here we go. I can actually show you a bit more of what I'm doing. Here we go. So this is where the engine bay is going to go. This is actually a T34 gearbox, but I'm going to utilize that as a mechanical widget. I'm going to pop that there. I'm going to grunge that up really heavily first. And I'll be attaching a couple of these. I've got to reassemble one over there, and these will go sort of like there. The engine area on this end's there. They've got to be pretty much in line there. What we're going to do there. What do I need to trim those? Probably should be okay. They'll go into there. On each side, and a few little joining wires. Yeah, look, that can be a real problem. I've actually found it hard to get good photos of the interior of a Staghound, and in actuality, I'm more borrowing a few ideas from a Humber. There's a couple of pics that weren't bad from the 12th Manitoba Dragoons site, which is actually the unit that I'm building. But they didn't give all the detail that I'd want. Gave some, which was great, but all of it, what can I tell you? But yeah, getting good pics makes such a difference. Yeah. I'll make that look kind of filthy too when the time comes. Oh, no, it probably doesn't matter. Probably just being right. So that'll be part of the engine anyway. World War One certainly presents its challenges. Look, a lot of it. Actually, World War One, Google's. I've come well, depending on the type of aircraft you're looking for, of course. The more obvious aircraft, your Sopwith Camel, your Albatross, stuff like that, you can get pics of. Some of the more obscure ones, you just have to apply a bit of poetic license sometimes, you know. Yeah, it's a thing. Now, next. Bam. Now, where I'd sawed. This one had been assembled for a T34, as I mentioned, and sawed this morning and it stayed together for me. I was pretty happy about that. Yes, I was. This one did not. Doesn't matter. Now, that's not actually part of it, but I'm going to use that as a way of facilitating. You notice that there's a ridge there that's going to be an issue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that there to raise it up to go across. That's my theory. That's my theory. But it is true. Now, it doesn't have to go much higher, but this will create that, I think. It makes it about that much higher. Anyway, I had it all worked. I had it all worked out. That way I wanted to have it sitting like that to raise it up high enough to hopefully get above that little widget. Anyway, first, let's Commence assembly. Now, our first step would probably be get it. Let's go. That way. Let's do it. Well, I gotta say there have been some aircraft that I find they are obscure, and that is part of the attraction. I can totally get that. Like some of the Bloom and Voss ones were just, what the hell is that? No? But there's one that's like a flying wing. I know the US produced a similar one. And you just look at it and go, what the hell? As I'm going, what the hell with this piece? Dude, what are you doing to me? Come on, come on. It was nicely assembled before, and now it doesn't want to cooperate because I've been a bitch to it. Probably fair. We'll pay back. There we go. Dry for a bit, shall we? Before doing the other one. Now, let's see how this is dry. Can do. Some of the colours I require. Bush uniform. Now I've got these three colours. Gold, Carmine red, and uniform green. The reason I got them, I'm hoping, plan, that careful enough. I'm going to see about putting his uniform, his unit insignia just there, and obviously on the other arm. Now I won't be able to go full detail, but I'll at least be able to give it the look of it being there. I believe it's a gold bison on a, it's green and red. I'll have to reassess further. I'll also look at maybe giving him a little star on his shoulders there or some such. A BV 222. Now, which one was that? Hang on a moment. I'm curious enough to. Some of them, like some of the Bloom and Voss are out there. Give me a moment. I'm going to look this up. I'm curious enough now. Ah. Oh, wait. You might be like it says, because as I did the search, Bloom and Voss 222, Revels come up. That's the scale match review. Doesn't mean they still produce them. Ah, okay. Yeah, right. Interesting. So is that like a seaplane? Yeah, it is. Cool. It looks a lot like Rebel is okay. What is this? That's a big scale for sure, man. Um, yeah. Look, I'm finding that a lot of the kits I look for, because I look for Pacific aces as much as anything else, can be hard to find. And sometimes you think, well, how hard can this be to find this guy, given that he's famous, you know? Wee, here's a trick, making it from scratch. Deary me, gov. Um, Good trick if you can pull it, I'll grant you that. Now, other things I might want to consider doing whilst I'm here and online is might just put now, one of the bigger challenges I've got here is filling the wall. Now, I would like to, anyway, see if I could utilize this somehow. So I think that would look very good. Um, okay, that'd be cool doing dioramas. Now there's a few ways I might go about this. You see, that fits. Our line is supposed to be right there, but there's nothing to say we can't go. Um, not really. Then there's that little wedge there to fix. Option two, yeah, that's probably the easier way though, isn't it? Glue that to there. That actually fits quite well, notwithstanding. Don't have to deal with that. There's some. Hmm. Hmm. Let's have a look see, shall we? Let's look see. This out rather well, by golly. I'll need to paint the back, but that's fine. Concern is not there. So, say, hypothetically, would happen. Probably to slice. Right. Ooh. Need to work out which angle best angle. Or oops. That's it. Because I don't want to be slicing through stuff. Create, obviously. Option two would be just to grab one of the tricky to the side. I don't want to go diagonally because it'll show. I prefer not to go diagonally. Does that? But that does go all the way to the end there, which is good. Very handy. Then, questions? Alright, so that wouldn't go straight onto there, isn't it? So that bit there will get in the way. Option might be a slice. Make it. Rather make them look actually do that. Slice that out. Make sure that it doesn't go. Okay, and it's gonna start. Oops, sorry, I haven't been paying attention to. No. Alright, now that will leave a small angle there, though. This is going to take a bit of the other. Oh, that's okay. I can just slice up through it. Like playing Tetris. Now that then will question. Oh, pass through there. Question of that. Alright. Here's a question. Can I identify the angle that would want to operate on? I would have put that against this. So, ah, wouldn't mind using that one. Let's stop dropping stuff. Way up, given the height of it as well. What does Alright, I reckon this will be the side I utilise for the to fill that gap there. Might want to try and work out where exactly. Trick will be getting the angle right. Now, I do have a protractor, so that will help me assess the angle. Of course, how did I not see that? Then it's dawned on me, and I've been thinking about this for ages. How am I going to do this? Get a bloody protractor, you numb. Not a protractor. What I require? These little. I've forgotten what they're called, but they're great. Very useful. Now, there's up at about 93 amp, which would mean, on that basis, I went from 80 amp. We're going to make that more. Flat. Given that 10-degree angle, This is at a 20-degree angle, which means, logically, there, minor. Then only raises the question of, well, doesn't? It should do, logically. Based on what I've... Okay. Do I want to give it a whirl now? I guess I may as well. As far as I can tell, as long as I go in a straight line, pretty much straight across from there, good. All right, let's do this. Right up there. Wow. Right. There. Two. Now, I might do the Boogaloo very shortly. It's heading to early Sunday afternoon. 10 to. Boys. There we go. Now, so. All right. Oh, through. That. Now, see if bit of a tidy up. Hey, what do you want? Oh, but that's all I was going to use, wasn't it? Yeah. Look at something. Oh, Mr. Minpins, how you doing? I'm doing surgery myself. There we go. Oh, that's worked for the most part, anyway. Zoom in. See what I'm oohing and ahhing about. All right. Piece of, yeah, that there, that to there. It's a bit, um, bit of work still required on it, sure. But that's not a bad start. Even, wow. So that'll become the back of our cabin, or at least the start of it. There's a bit more work required. That'll be a bit more easy to assess once I've got those in place, because what I'll do is I'll utilize parts of that to complete the wall. I'm thinking will the patient live? Oh, he'll live all right, by golly. It lives, it's alive. No, seriously. Thinking about getting, make some calculations based on this. All right, so whether that angle goes, now I'll need to take that off. It'll be easy to make some of these assessments once I've got certain things in place. Now, pretty keen that onto. Still need to do a big slice, but that's like there's a little bit there I'll need to touch up. That'll be okay. Let's do that. Yeah, there's a slight issue with going there. Be better served going right. That works far more easily. Need a chunk to get that in. Probably need to trace around that. Yep. To make sure I had the right angle. I'll probably do that with a scalpel. Alternatively, like I said, that little box thing there sort of works as a point. The problem being that I really need doesn't quite. Those are my options. Well, I still reckon it's probably my better option, but here's the problem. Problem is that these things get in the way. Now, I do know that from the vertical, there's a 20-degree angle straight across from there that I require. Those two. Right. So, zoom out. Not sure about. I might have a solution finally. Alright. Scalpel. Scalpel. Let's get rid of the saw. Check that size again. Position. Alright. Here we go. Okay. Now, I've knocked that out. A bit more than I wanted to knock out, but never mind. Not so bad. Yeah. This follows that angle all the way up for a distance of geometric tools again. Yeah. Talking approximately 1 centimeter. So, find that angle. Then, what I wouldn't checking. How much do I need? Roof. I'd say there. That's pretty close to the tops across there. Once I put that onto that height being how are you supposed to get an accurate other way. Centimeter. I need to take a centimeter off our overall. Being 2 centimeters. All right, so this is 1.3. Just 7. So if I put that there across. Yep. These move shortfalls in certain areas, but that's okay. So across there with our saw. Oh my goodness, I need 12 o'clock. Then we start to get down to more fiddly stuff, but I have at least broken things into, yeah. Dropping things all bloody day. At least thus far have made some progress on this as far as, make sure right across the, will take a lot of sawing. Then oh, there. No, that's going to be part of our back wall. There's going to be a bit of a process in the assembly, I can tell you that. Never mind. Right, so we go here. Which don't like. Right. Still got all this to work with if we need it. I'll also need to a little bit. It's fine. I'll worry about that later. This is a bit of a lot of work. Quite happy to leave some of this till what I'm going to do. I'll do all of this. The whole session, next session, we'll be getting this all in place and prepped and everything else. I've got to do some painting on it anyway, like there. There I do. We're going to get this wall in place, and I will get into the detailing of the commander. Detailing all any parts of the interior. We'll get the interior fully set and ready to rock and roll. So we can put that in. Bam, have a swish looking staghound. Absolutely, that's what I'm doing, buddy. All of these come from a T34. This is actually a T34 engine. What I'm going to be doing, this is actually a gearbox, but hey, that's going to go into there. You see, the staghound doesn't come with any detail on it. What a curse. But it does give you the option of open doors. Where's the sense in that? I'll be I've got to rebuild one of these, but this one's still intact. So one of those will ultimately be, there'll be one on either side here. Bam. Bam. A few little mechanical bits. What I want to do, what I will do, I'm going to assemble a proper wall at the back of to create the cabin. That's why I'm getting this wall stuff sorted out. Give me a moment. So you'll have something to that effect. Where's the other bit I'd used there? Really, I'm do this stuff. But you get the idea. Then I'll be putting chairs in. Now they're all over here. For example, there's a chair that's supposed to go there that I'll put in. Driver's chair there. Some of these, I'll put this fuel or this fire thing in. I'll put in the it's a little gear stick sort of a. There, here we go. Control mechanisms on the staghound. I'll turn these. There's a little box that's supposed to be there for the commander to stand on. We'll do it like that with that on top. I can have the box and he can stand on top of that. And so it goes, mate. Yes, that is my plan. Because, buddy, here's in the final analysis. Here's the plan. Here's the part of the reason. Here, that'll work. Is where the open doors go, and that'll show the engine. So I'll have them open. There are doors here that I'll have open, so people will be able to see, and they'll see all that, so they can look and see it. Likewise here, the upper turret doors will be open. One of them will have a commander in it, the other won't, but people will be able to look and go, oh, look at that. So yeah, it will be visible. That's the plan. Yeah, so that's why there's all this sawing and fiddling and faffing about. It's planning it and setting it up. But yeah, that's my plan, mate. I'm actually a bit chipper about it because I reckon it'll look pretty damn cool. What can I tell you? That's just my opinion. Boom. Alrighty. I'm gonna do the boogaloo now. I'm going to be on tomorrow, 5 p.m. your time in pins. I'll be working on the Spitfire and the Halifax tomorrow. I reckon we're going to see about getting that Halifax fuselage together. And we'll see what else we can do with the Spit. And away we will go. Yes. Alrighty. That's me done for the time being. I'm just going to flick the line out. And, um, alrighty. I'm off. I'm actually pretty happy with what I've worked out thus far. Um, I will have a great day. You have a, well, for you, it would be good evening. Have a pleasant evening, Minpins. Um, Now, like I said, I'll be back tomorrow, usual time. Where we'll work Spitfire in Halifax. For any first-time viewers, be it, you shall indeed see me. Um, anyway, for any first-time viewers, be it now or after the fact, magic words are not Shazam. They are not open sesame. They are follow, like, or subscribe. I'll tell you. Depending on what platform you're watching me on, track me down on others. I'm Rob the Builder on Facebook, Twitter, Discord, and YouTube, and Robster the Builder on Instagram and Twitch. Again, we all know the magic words, people. Do I need to repeat them? Do I? I will. Follow, like, or subscribe. Alright, in the meantime, I'll be back tomorrow for all the fun and games that modelling brings. Catch you then.